Thanks for tuning in to Kentucky Running, produced by John's Run Walk Shop in Lexington and sponsored by Curex Insoles. I'm your host, Matt Reno, and today we're talking with Heidi Guckenberger, Executive Director of Girls on the Run, Central Kentucky. Girls on the Run is a fantastic organization that's been helping young girls build self-confidence and healthy relationships through running since 1996. The Central Kentucky Council has been doing that important work since 2009. We at John's Run Walk Shop love supporting this organization. We've held several ladies' nights events at our stores that raise money for Girls on the Run. And if you were at the sneaker soiree this past winter, you saw their fashion models showing off some of the apparel that we sell. That was a really good time for a great cause. We're going to learn more about that cause today as we talk with Heidi about the history and impact of Girls on the Run Central Kentucky. But first, let's hear about one of the latest releases from New Balance. Today we're talking to our New Balance tech rep, Mark Temple. He's going to give us the details on the brand new 1080. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to you, Mark, and to New Balance for sponsoring John's Bluegrass Running Club. It's been going really well so far. A lot of interest, a lot of people signing up, and we're having a good time. We've got monthly challenges, we've got race discounts, a lot of fun stuff going on. So we're very excited and we're very grateful to New Balance for that.
Yeah, we were excited that y'all reached out to us and definitely looking forward to seeing where that partnership goes and growing the run club and growing the John's footprint in the Lexington and Central Kentucky area for sure.
Absolutely. Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about the new 1080. We're on the Fresh Foam 1080 version 14, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, some of the feedback that we got going from the V12 to the V13, and we just did a completely new shoe, completely new design of it. And some of the feedback that we got from the V13 was that people felt like the heel was a little too soft, and that softness did cause a fair amount of unstableness when people went to stand up or even try to run and walk in it. So one thing that we did for the V14 is that we firmed up that heel, and so we kind of gave people feel a little bit more stable when they're standing or walking, better on-foot feel. That's really what we were looking for is, we want to make our customers happy and we want to make people have a good, enjoyable experience when they put our shoes on. So that was kind of the first thing that we did was obviously change, make a little subtle change in the heel and the midsole just to firm it up and make it feel a little bit more stable when people have it on their foot.
So are you saying if someone was a fan of the 12, not so much a fan of the 13, they should still give the 14 a try?
Absolutely. The 12, obviously so many people love that shoe. When we started with the 13, the initial feeling of it and the initial exposure and marketing of it was that people loved it. But then as people, wore it more and more, it was like, well, the heel's a little too soft. So we changed the heel up a little bit, essentially the same shoe as the V13, just a firmer heel. And it's like I tell people all the time, we went from being super marshmallowy soft in the heel to now it's more of like stale peep. It's still soft, but it's just not as soft.
I've never heard stale peep used in a good way to describe something, but I guess you finally found a way to do that. Nice job.
Yeah. Just kind of that, it's firm, but it's still kind of soft there. So it's a stale peep feel.
Okay. So it's a neutral shoe, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Who, aside from that, is the shoe for?
I would say the shoe's for anybody and everybody. It's very much a running shoe because it does have such a chunky heel. A lot of people do think it's just for walkers, but it's for walkers, it's for runners, and I would even say it's for people that are on their feet all day long. I see a lot of people that work in factories or are like nurses or doctors that are on their feet and on the go in the hospitals all the time that absolutely love the 1080. They thoroughly enjoy having just that nice cushiony feel all day long. That cushion also alleviates back pain. A lot of people don't realize that sometimes when you have those lower back pain problems, it starts in your feet. And that's where having just a good shoe underneath your foot will help alleviate that, especially if you're on your feet all day long.
Absolutely. So much physical health comes from the feet. It affects your knees, your ankles, and like you said, your back. How would you compare this to some of the other neutral and New Balance shoes that we carry? 880, 840?
Yeah, so it's going to be a fair amount more cushion than the 880. The difference is between the 880 and the 1080. 880 is going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit more responsive, a little snappier, firmer feel. 1080's plushier, softer ride, if you will. Comparing it to the 840, the 840 is going to be a little bit firmer as far as stiffness goes, as far as being able to torque the shoe back and forth. The 840s, I say it's made more for our medical customers, people that have orthotics, people that need a good, stable shoe underneath foot. Your traditional Brooks Dyad customer, Saucony Echelon customer, they're going to gravitate more towards the 840. The 1080 is definitely softer than the 840. Again, it's more of our premium plush year feeling shoes. It's going to be more in line with like your Hoka Clifton, your Brooks Glycerin. Those are kind of the main sparring partners for the 1080 there.
Awesome. Well, 1080 version 14 on shelves now at John's Run Walk Shop. So come on by, check it out, see how it feels. And I should also mention, going back to our run club, we're doing our monthly challenges. That's part of the club, and there's a prize at the end of the challenge. And anyone who participates in the November challenge is going to be entered to win a new 1080 version 14. Isn't that right?
That is correct, yes.
You can learn more about that at the Run Club page at johnsrunwalkshop.com. Mark, thank you very much for dropping some knowledge on us, telling us about the new 1080.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure to join you, Matt.
I want to take a quick break to tell you about our sponsor, Curex insoles. If you're a runner or other kind of athlete, of course you want to do what you can to prevent injuries. An easy way to do this is with a pair of insoles. When you run, you're exerting up to 3 times your body weight on your feet and joints. Curex insoles reduce that stress on your joints. Less pressure on your body means decreased pain and increased performance. Curex Run Pro insoles are supportive, but also soft and flexible. They come in 3 profiles, high, medium, and low, to fit your arch type. So next time you're in John's Run Walk Shop, ask us to check out your arches and knee alignment so we can help find the right pair of Curex Run Pro insoles for you. Learn more at johnsrunwalkshop.com/insoles. Heidi, thanks for coming on Kentucky Running. And why don't we start with sharing a bit about the mission and core values of Girls on the Run and how they shape the program here in Lexington?
Absolutely. Girls on the Run Central Kentucky inspires girls to be healthy, joyful, and self-confident. We use an experience-based curriculum that creatively integrates running. We serve girls through 3rd through 8th grade over a 10-week program that helps them build their self-confidence and learn the love of physical fitness.
And how many counties do you serve?
We serve 24 counties now in Central Kentucky. We started in 2009 just here in Lexington with 2 teams and 26 girls, and we've grown over the last 15 years. We've served over 14,000 girls.
Wow, that's amazing. And before we started recording, you were saying that you're getting ready for your 15th anniversary, and you've been reaching out to some of the girls from the 2009 program who are not girls anymore, they're adults.
Yes, they're adults, yes. We found an old spreadsheet with the names of the 26 girls. So we've reached out and hoping that they can join us at our 5K in December. We're having a big 15th year birthday celebration for Girls on the Run.
That's fantastic. And are some of those girls who started out in 2009 still involved with the program?
Absolutely. We've seen them come back over and over again. One of the girls who was in 3rd grade, the first year that I coached the program, came back. She's in medical school. She came back and interned for us over the summer. We've had various coaches, girls service coaches, come back and coach the girls. Others have just come back when they're back from college or from their positions at jobs across the country and just run the 5K with the girls.
What inspired you to get involved with Girls on the Run?
One of the ladies here in Lexington that brought the program here reached out to me to be a coach. I just recently moved to Lexington. I was looking to get more involved in the community. I loved working with girls. I loved the mission of the organization to help building their self-confidence, healthy living, encouraging physical activity. So I started as a coach. I coached for 1 season, fell in love with the curriculum and the program. The lessons just aren't for the girls. Even as an adult, I could take them back to my job and apply them in my day-to-day life. So I joined the board, started to help volunteer, getting other volunteers, starting to grow the program, and then I became the first employee of the organization.
What are some of those values that you've taken into your own life?
You know, one of the things that we were just talking about last week in Girls on the Run is that you should stop and breathe and think about before you respond to situations. So that was just a really sweet message for the girls. We talked about how to pick good friends, how to be a good friend. We also talk about things like serving your community and being grateful for things. One group project that each team does throughout the season is that they build on a very small effort that they as a team can do to make an impact in the community. So maybe they make cards for children at the Children's Hospital, or they'll just pick up litter in a neighborhood park, but they do something to give back and to serve the community.
So it really is more than running and
Yes.
physical activity. It's community service and just being involved, being a good citizen, right?
Yeah, I think the name kind of leads to that it's just a running program. But there's just so much more. We want the girls to build their social and their emotional health and to learn about their environment and how they can give back and how they can grow.
Yeah. How have you seen the organization evolve over the years?
It has grown immensely over the last 15 years. As I mentioned, the first season we just had 2 teams. We kind of piggybacked on another local 5K because we just had 26 girls and a variety of coaches and volunteers. We average now around 1,200 people at our 5Ks. We put on 2 5Ks a year. So we not only encourage the girls and their coaches to participate, but family members. So we provide training plans to family members, community members, teachers, anyone who wants to come out and run with the girls. The public's welcome. Everyone is welcome to be there on that day. We try to make it a big celebration for everyone.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I've been to some of the races, cheering stations. So we made posters and we had cowbells and stuff and just cheering on the girls as they win. It's really inspirational.
Yeah, that day is amazing. I mean, you just see so many. We used to have a gentleman who was a grandfather of one of the girls and lived in South Carolina, and he would drive every race and be there and run with his granddaughter. We've had families make team shirts. We had an amazing situation a couple of years ago where one of our middle school girls was the last girl on the course, really struggling. The end of the course kind of came down from the top of a hill, and you could see her up on the top of the hill with one of her coaches and her running buddy just slowly making their way down, looking really discouraged. And out of nowhere, the rest of her team saw her and ran up that hill, and they all linked arms and they ran down the hill to the finish line. It's just one of those moments where you're just like, this is why we do what we do.
Yeah. What are some of the educational components within Girls on the Run that addresses things like self-esteem and developing healthy relationships?
We start talking about our emotions in Girls on the Run and recognizing every emotion. So it's okay to be sad and it's okay to be mad. And those are normal emotions to have, and how we should, talk about those and deal with those and feel comfortable with those. We talk about, making sure that we are good friends and how we can pick good friends, how to serve our community, how to respond to situations, what we're grateful for. We take an entire lesson just to run laps and stop on each lap and talk about what we're grateful for. We sit as a group and just make those messages and talk to each other about what things that we're grateful for and what we want to look forward to in the next lesson.
What kind of transformations have you seen with some of the girls? Have there been any who were reluctant to do this, reluctant to open up, and then by the end?
Yeah, actually, just this season, there's a little girl in 3rd grade whose mom signed her up, and she reached out to me and said, my daughter doesn't want to do this, but her teacher from last year thinks it'd be good for her self-confidence. I think it'd be good for her self-confidence. And after the 2nd week, she wants to know why we can't have Girls on the Run every day. She loves it. She cannot wait to be there. She has a smile on her face when we get to practice. And it's just really great to see her coming out of her shell. She is running more laps than anyone. She is encouraging her teammates. She is helping others set goals. It's just been amazing to see. We have seen a lot of girls who are reluctant to run or reluctant for the physical side of the program, let's say, and they have gone on to play soccer. They're running cross country. They're running track. They're coming back and serving as running buddies other seasons just so they can help encourage other girls.
Can we talk a little bit more about the creation of Girls on the Run, the overall organization?
Yeah.
When did it start?
Girls on the Run was established in 1996 in Charlotte, North Carolina. Molly Barker started the program. She developed the curriculum and did a kind of a run with a group of girls in Charlotte, grew the program from there, and now you can create a council in anywhere that you'd like to. So we started the council here in Lexington in 2009 after reading an article about the program in Runner's World. We've reached over 1 million girls over the last 25 years. So it's just been crazy and an incredible thing to see happen.
That's great. What was the need that Molly Barker saw that wasn't being filled?
We start to see things like girls' self-confidence at the age of 9 really starts to drop. The amount of physical exercise they get at school, or if they're not in a sport, those also, we've seen those start to drop. So she really wanted to find a way to encourage girls to fall in love with running, to fall in love with physical exercise, to build their self-confidence, and just to know that they can do anything they want to put their minds to.
Let's talk about the role of the coaches, volunteer coaches, mentors. How does someone get signed up for that?
Anyone that is interested in coaching can coach for Girls on the Run. We provide all of the materials, all of the training, anything they would need to present the program to the girls. We are there step by step to help them with everything. They can go to our website, which is www.gotrcentralky, and sign up right there to be a volunteer. You can be a head coach for the organization. They meet twice a week with the girls for 75 minutes and present the lesson, or an assistant coach just meets once a week for 75 minutes and helps present the lesson. We also have a role of a running buddy where you can come just as often as you can. Maybe it's once a week or every other week. You're there to help run, walk, and encourage the girls. We provide all of the materials for the program, the training, anything you would need to present the program. It's very easily written, so you can read through the curriculum and help present the lessons to the girls. We also have lots of committees we need help with. We need folks to help us plan our 5K or our special events throughout the year as well.
What do you think it is about running that's so powerful? I mean, it's pretty much an individual sport, yet it brings people together. Why does that happen?
I know you say it's an individual sport, but I will say, coming personally from me, it is the one time I have with my friends 3 times a week, and we meet on the corner and we walk, we run, we get to spend that time together, and we just talk about things. Maybe someone's having a hard week, and that's just your time together. There's nothing else out there. There's no one else out there. You just run. Or you walk, and it just helps you feel better when you're done. You're in the fresh air. It's just something I've always enjoyed.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Running by myself, fine, but I'd rather be with other people, and it just brings out a new energy.
I couldn't agree more.
What have you heard from parents and guardians who've shared with you about changes they've seen in their daughters after completing the program?
We have seen a large number of girls just build their confidence, feel better, make friends. The Girls on the Run program is for 3rd through 5th grade girls, and our Heart and Soul program is for 6th through 8th grade girls. We have 3rd grade girls who maybe are in a group with 5th grade girls who have never had the experience to be together, so now they're making friends with girls in other grades. 5th grade girls get a chance, if they've been in the program more than one season, they kind of take on a leadership role and help lead stretches or help the other girls who are newer to the program. So we're just seeing a lot of new friendships being built, new self-confidence coming out of the girls. Each part of our lesson, both Girls on the Run and Heart and Soul, incorporates goal setting. So our goal is, it's not to say, I'm going to run 10 laps today. It's, maybe I'm going to run 1 more lap than I ran yesterday, or I'm going to walk for 2 more minutes than I did yesterday. And then just seeing the girls, their confidence start to build, and that look on their face when they start achieving those goals.
Building self-esteem is such a complex issue, especially today. I mean, in the 15 years. New challenges have sprung up, especially with social media and stuff. How do you address those?
That's a great question. We have seen the changes, especially in our middle school programming over the years. We just recently released a brand new Heart and Soul curriculum, and it has specific lessons dealing with social media, starting to talk to the girls about, the different things that they're exposed to online, how to handle those. Even as an adult, it's just so easy to compare yourself to something that you see online that's not always the full story. Mm-hmm. So, just trying to help those girls learn and build their confidence and be able to handle those situations going forward.
Yeah, that's good, because it's got to be so hard when you look online and you see people's finish lines.
Yes.
But you don't see training.
Yes, or what got them there. You just see that happy moment at the end. Yes.
What advice would you give parents, teachers, other community members listening on nurturing self-esteem and healthy relationships in young girls?
It's a challenge, I will say, and I think you just have to keep building that relationship and listen. I think one of the big things I found, even as a parent, is that I want to jump in and solve the problems, but I found that it's just good to kind of listen, let them say what they need to say, and then help guide them along. And when they come to that conclusion and make a decision and stick with it and follow through with it, you can start to see that confidence build in them, and just always be there to guide them and help them along the way.
Are there any initiatives or partnerships here in Lexington that have helped to amplify the program's reach and impact?
Yes, we've had multiple businesses in the city who have reached out to us and sponsored girls, sponsored the organization, helped us put on our 5K, donated bananas, bagels, water, anything we needed for our 5K. So many organizations and running groups in Lexington have stepped up and come out to be cheer stations, come out to serve water, maybe put medals on the girls. Local colleges, we have multiple sporting groups from different colleges, lacrosse, softball, basketball. Those teams, they actually come to the practices and run and walk with the girls. So that's been an incredible partnership to see these college girls, these athletes come back and build this relationship with these younger girls. And it just means so much to them.
What are some of the long-term goals that you have now that you've been around for 15 years? What's the next 15 years going to look like?
There are a few areas that we've been trying to reach. We haven't been able to reach that I'm hoping in the next couple of years we can reach every elementary school in Lexington. There's always a need for volunteers. There's always a need for this programming. There are new girls that want to join the program, and we just don't have the resources to serve as coaches or been able to reach them. So our goal as an organization is that make sure any girl that wants to participate in this program gets the opportunity to do so.
What brings you the most joy in your job?
5K day, hands down. It's just the best day in the world. It really is. And everyone on the board, everyone on the committee, the girls are out, they're smiling, they're excited to do this. They've been working the last 8 to 10 weeks, and they're ready for it. Their families are there, their coaches are there. The community comes out. It's just an amazing day. I mean, it's poured down rain before, and it's still all smiles. There's colored hairspray, there's face paint, there's lots of glitter. It's like a big party. We have a DJ. It's just a great day to see these girls, to see their faces when they do cross that finish line.
That's awesome. Heidi, you're doing amazing work here with Girls on the Run. How can the local community get involved to support this work?
There's so many ways you can get involved. You can encourage to bring the program to your school or to your location. You could sign up to be a volunteer. You can donate to sponsor a girl. You can come out to the 5K and just be a cheer station. Just stand along the route and cheer these girls as they complete those goals that they've set for the last 10 weeks.
Thank you for coming on Kentucky Running. Yeah. And keep up the great work with Girls on the Run. Congrats on 15 years.
Thank you.
Girls on the Run is an amazing organization, and I love talking with Heidi about the impact that it's had on so many girls here in central Kentucky. And for those listening outside of this area, I should mention that Girls on the Run also serves many other Kentucky counties through their Kentuckiana and Greater Cincinnati councils. You can find a Girls on the Run council near you at girlsontherun.org. I'm Matt Reno. Please rate, review, subscribe to help others find the show. And thank you very much for listening. We're going to talk again soon on Kentucky Running, produced by John's Run Walk Shop.